And the meeting has started. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Karen, did we receive any public comments?
We did not receive any public comments, and the agenda was posted on our website.
And this is our low volume road quality assurance board meeting agenda for April 4th, 2023. Present today is Karen Lowell, a voting member, and Beth from the NRCS, a voting member, and myself, who does not vote unless there's a tie. Any public comments, Karen?
No.
Okay, so the first thing on the agenda is review of policy changes and recommendations to the board of directors.
Yeah, so, we just have two short policy changes and we made we made one of them at the recommendation of the, State Conservation Commission. And then the other, so, let me start over. The first change in policies is for our application deadline. Right now, we have two application deadlines, one in the spring and one in the fall. And that is not lining up with the state's funding cycle, so we are going to change that policy to better align with the state's funding cycle to help us meet our spending requirements every year. So the change that we're making is to accept and review applications year-round with one annual application deadline of June 1st. By June 1st, we will know what our allocation is going to be. And then if all available funds have not been committed after the June 1st deadline, the QAB, so we will accept and review applications on a rolling basis for any remaining grant funds for the year so that we can do our best to meet the spending requirements every year.
And we can decide on those projects as they come in, not just wait till June again to vote. So
Right,
we can
right.
vote on them, even though there's not a ranking per se.
Right. So the reason we chose June 1st is because, like I said, we'll know what our allocation is. And then that gives me time to review them and we should have our allocation deposited, or at least that first 50% advance by July 1st. Or it should be the first. So we should have the funds ready to go and know what grant funds we have available for the following year.
And Beth, do you know if Chester County has that type of system now or not for applications?
Well, I was not doing my job for 3 months and Wes was doing it and he went to the last board meeting, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's problematic for our low volume and our money because you can't hold on to it that long. You got to spend it in 2 years or you don't get any more. So to let people know that money's available, you have to move ahead.
Yeah, and we came too close last year,
Yeah.
hence that policy change. But I think last year was just because it was our first deadline that we had to spend all our money by. So the next policy change has to do with the conflict of interest. Apparently it was worded incorrectly in our policy the first time. And it was just overlooked, I think, by the State Conservation Commission. So they pointed that out during their QAQC visit. So we've changed the policy now to read, in the event of a conflict of interest, the QAB member who has interest shall abstain from voting. And then the two remaining QAB members shall vote. And in the case of a tie, the non-voting chairperson of the QAB shall break the tie with a vote. So what that is saying is that the non-voting chairperson cannot step in for the QAB member who has a conflict. They would only be able to vote in the event of a tie. That makes sense.
And it wasn't our wording, it was wording that was provided to us by the state. They just figured it out. So that's why we're changing that. So.
Yes. So those are the two policy changes that we would like to recommend to our board.
Do we have a motion to approve those policy changes?
I'll make that motion.
The motion has been made by Beth, seconded.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hearing no opposed, the motion carries. Today at the board meeting, we're going to also authorize the payment from the low volume road for $45,000 to the Spentley Park for finishing their project. So, and the county park, so the water quality base stuff. And all our projects have been inspected and all of them were were found acceptable or
Yes.
within parameters.
They all met expectations. Milburn Borough exceeded expectations.
Oh, good.
Yeah. They did good.
So now we just got to get ready for next year. And with money we have left, how much money do we currently have?
Oh, there's Erin. I'll let Erin in. Sounds like she's in the car. Hi, Erin. Hello. Beth, can you still hear us over Erin?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Erin, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
So-
We're stocking fish, but we're listening.
Okay. We just voted on 2 policy changes. One has to do with our application deadlines, and the other one just has to do with our conflict of interest policy. The state requested that we make that change. And we changed our application deadline to better align with the state's funding timeline. So we were just updating Beth on some of our applications now.
Yeah, just the idea, we did get the program evaluation, we were, it was good. I was better than I hoped for. I was waiting for some bad news after I've heard some other districts have some problems. But we have nothing big to report of any problems with any of our accounting or bookkeeping or record management. So we're in good shape. Our projects were all found acceptable, or what is the wording you use?
They all met expectations, and Milburn exceeded expectations.
So good there.
Yeah.
And the other thing we were updated on was the fact that the water quality basin at Spedley Park has been completed, and we are going to, at the board meeting today, authorize the final payment to $46,000, whatever it is, something to that effect. To the county.
And we have met our spending requirement for this year. We were actually, we were about $104 short, which is okay with the state.
And then how much money do we have left available from this year's allocation?
I believe we have about $55,000 left, uncommitted. So come June, we'll have that extra, deadline.
80-some thousand.
Yeah.
Plus 50.
So we should have about 130 some total available for new projects in June. Any questions, Erica?
No, I don't have any.
All right.
So I appreciate you both coming today and they meet this short meeting. And we're not trying to rush you along, but we know everybody's busy and has things to do, and I appreciate your time. So we won't keep you any longer. And that being no other questions, I make for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Been moved, so I have a second.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Bye.
Bye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
See you in a little bit.